What is up, my Potter fanatics? Once again, it is Matt and Amaru, and we are back for another episode of the Daily Prophetcast. As always, happy to be here talking about this world that we love, but also fuck J.K. Rowling. Always, that's just going to be my intro. Love the world, fuck the author, and fuck some of the fans in the fan base who are still hung up on this Professor Snape shit. Y'all are some racist motherfuckers. Sorry, Rue knows what I'm talking about. He saw the group chat of me calling out some thinly veiled racism and everybody not realizing that just because you can exhibit racism doesn't mean I'm calling you personally a racist. You can say racist stuff without personally being a racist. It's just about your comment in the moment. Just making that clear for those people who don't understand that. Anyways, Rue, how you doing today, sir?
The same as last week. Busy as shit, and just watching you send me a whole bunch of Potter shit that I'm not looking at until we get on here because I'm too busy, and then learning about it when we get on here.
Most of what I sent you lately was memes outside of one thing I will.
True.
So
true. So I'm here not only as a fan, but also to learn because I'm too busy to look at shit anymore. Which is good, but also like I'm tired. Also, I hope. Yeah, I also hope like the robot voice you just had, it was either just me or it goes away. So
is it gone now? Is it gone now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're back. Okay. And then my daily motto is FTK. Yours is FJK.
Yes. Which I am gonna crack open the best butterbeer you can buy on the market, as per I say. And right now, if you have a Costco membership, most stores are carrying this. So I'm thirsty.
We are not sponsored by Costco.
No, we are not. But
we should
today's episode, we are covering who, as in which director, had the biggest impact on the franchise. That is the main topic. And of course, as always, we have other topics. But up top, real quick, just some housekeeping. Check out my review for Now You See Me, Now You Don't, for those folks who are here loving magic. And also check out my review for The Running Man. Both are up now on the main channel. And check out our sister channel, Watt Real Gaming. And as always, we'll be taking donations for advocates for trans equality. So if you want to donate to us, or eventually there will be a QR code I'll flash on occasion there that you can just take you directly to their website to donate. So there's that. But without further ado, let's get started. So since we last went live, I have had the experience of now seeing Cursed Child on the stage. Now, before I get into my mini review on that, something else in the world of Cursed Child happened just recently, and that is none other than Draco Malfoy himself, Tom Felton, making his Broadway debut. Now, I don't know if Rue actually watched this video, but I am going to go ahead and share this because I thought that this was awesome. So let me go ahead and pull this screen up real quick because I meant to share that beforehand and I forgot. Oopsies. There we go.
As you're pulling that up, this one I watched. I did watch. Wasn't too long. Cool looking. Never mind. Wrong video. You sent me another one. I watched that one, not this one.
So, for those who don't know, this moment that we're about to watch is Draco Malfoy's first appearance in the show, and this is Tom's debut. So, watch what happens with this.
All right, I know you don't like him, but he's all I need.
This reminds me of all the black television shows whenever a singer would come in and they would walk in the door and he just waits and waits and waits, like Tevin Campbell in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep.
Or damn near anybody in what was that show with the mom and daughter? Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, it's just like that was one of the longest applauses, standing ovations, whatever you want to call it. And that was just over 30 seconds of just that man just getting on. Like I was good for him. It's well deserved, and you gotta love seeing the fan base support him all these years later.
It looks fake, but you know what? I quite like the fake ponytail in the back. I feel like it works. Like I know that's not real, but you know what? It looks like what what Draco would do when he's older to kind of like grow his hair out like his dad, even though he's not like, ooh, my dad is, but it's my dad, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got to make up for that fading hairline, like what I got somehow. But yeah, I mean that there's a couple other cool moments. You got a massive applause when the show was over. I would say that, but I ain't gonna do that twice. Like it's, but I'm glad to see that Tom's getting his flowers all these years later. And it's really cool personally. But when I saw the show, I drove 2 hours south for my birthday. I got tickets like dead center of the stage in the lower bowl for like $100. So I was like, all right, bet. This last minute, the day before my buddy and I bought the tickets, and it was honestly like perfect seats. I wouldn't have traded where I was sitting at all. I got this in the living room, but I did pick up a wand. For those people who don't know, I have an extensive Harry Potter wand collection.
Yes, he does.
Like I'm pretty sure I have a list of them on my phone. I'm pretty sure I'm approaching 20. Nobody should have that many pieces of fake wood, but I do.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna let that go.
I'm at 18. I'm at 18.
And also you let that go. You didn't even catch what you said, but that's cool.
I caught what I said, but yes, I'll let it go.
Okay.
But yeah, I will say this because did you read it? I gotta ask. Did you read Cursed Child? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a copy in my bookshelf right now.
I have a copy also. My general rule of thumb for what I said, because I've read scripts plenty of times before. Reading scripts for plays are a lot different than reading a typical script. Because I normally read movie script, so there's all the stage directions in that book and everything. And I was kind of like, hey, I can't get through this right now. I'd never finished reading it. I got like halfway through.
Wow. Because the book is basically the script, right?
Yes, it is the script. So I only got halfway through it because I'm like my mind ADHD kicks in. My mind is not wired for that at all. It has to be something like I'm really, really dying to read, and I just wasn't in the moment. And it's gotten to the point where as I've gotten older, my ADHD has kicked into the point where I strictly do audiobooks now.
Damn.
Yeah, it's better. It's hearing different voices and everything. Just it helps capture my attention. But anyways, that's the point. My general thoughts on this production, because I didn't know what to expect going in. What I told people is it was better on the stage than it was on the page for me. What they're able to do on that stage is just beyond incredible. The performances of who I saw were great, but one actress stole the show, and it was the actress who played Moaning Myrtle, like straight up. The kid who played Scorpius was very good.
It wasn't Shirley Henderson again, right? Why randomly do I feel like I heard she came back for a run too?
No, not that
weirdly.
I'm aware.
I don't know why I'm making this up, but
I followed because they give you the playbill and everything, and nowadays playbills include actors and actresses acts. But this young woman playing Moaning Myrtle in the traveling production right now is the Mackenzie Lesser Roy. That is her name, and she was absolutely fantastic. Scene stealer. Had so much fun with her. Like, my God. Just so funny. But
nice.
Overall, the really the thing that really pulls you in is everything that they're able to do on stage, and just they make it feel like, for lack of, it's magical as fuck. It is magical as fuck. Rue, I know you're not a play guy.
No, it's not that I'm not a play guy. I like plays. I'm not a musical guy, but I can definitely do musicals much better in live action.
But when I asked you if you ever see this, you said no because you're not really a play guy.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm like going to go out my way to go see. Like Hamilton, I've loved. There's a play I saw in New York called Platanos and Collard Greens. Great. Like the plays I've seen, I've enjoyed. It's not an outing that I like go out my way to go ahead and go see.
I think Charlotte is on their tour list.
Yeah, see, it's not a thing I'd go out my way to go see. But if like somebody said, "Hey, tickets for these, this much, you want to go?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I'd consider it."
How far are you from Durham?
About 2 hours.
I was about to say it's going to Durham, not Charlotte.
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, but it's the same drive I made, but I get it. You know, you're like, I don't know if I'd make the 2-hour drive for that.
No, thank you.
Not even if somebody got you tickets for your birthday?
Well, around my birthday it's break, so I don't have to go to work.
When's your birthday?
December 28th.
Yeah, so hey, it is in Durham, December 27th to January 11th.
Oh, well then, if somebody got it for me and wanted to take the ride, and I wasn't like, if I didn't mind, maybe.
I'm gonna have to see how much these are and be like, "Happy birthday, motherfucker!" Show.
You better tell me first, because I might also say I still don't want to take that drive. So shit.
I would tell you ahead of time. It just depends on how much tickets would be.
Matt have a stroke.
No, I'm just seeing.
Okay.
I gotta remember to look at SeatGeek, the unofficial sponsor, because if you buy them directly, those tickets are expensive. Like, for example, when I was looking at buying directly for when I went, it was like $85 to the back row. You wait for like a day or two before on SeatGeek, and you can snipe some nice seats much closer for about the same price.
Makes sense.
Because I just peeked at what the tickets are for like Saturday, January 3rd in the early afternoon, and it's like $82 for a balcony seat in the back, and I'm just like, with a slightly obstructed view.
Now I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, and for a close-up seat, similar to where I was sitting, is like $200.
Also, thanking you, I'm good.
Yeah, again, SeatGeek, the unofficial sponsor of the show. I praise SeatGeek all day, every day. Anyways, but no, it is worth the trip. I might make Rue make this trip if I spend this money on them. Consider it a birthday / early wedding gift.
Hey, bro, you might just spend the money for empty seats. So again, you better tell me, and you better confirm that I feel up for it.
I would tell you ahead of time so you and Master Wall could like make like go out the night, like maybe go out down the night before, enjoy the city. Because I'd probably aim for the matinee, just so you could, you get out by like 3 or 4 and enjoy yourself the rest of the evening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But anyway, we've put a lot of my government information out there in public. We could stop now.
Hey, fair. My apologies.
Knowing where I live, knowing people's names, knowing the distance. Nah. Let's just move on.
Hey, I put all my information out there at the same time. So hey, it was even. But no. Yeah, it's worth the trip. But what you see on stage is absolutely fantastic, and I'm just I wish I do
remember. I do remember people talking about the scenes with the Dementors and how they did.
Oh my god! It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen on stage.
Them going all around and the darkness happening and the noises, just
and it looks like they're literally floating. It doesn't look like wire work. What they do with the costuming, it looks like floating. And you're just like, yo, this is awesome.
I have heard that, yes.
When they do the time jumps, that's awesome also. Like, I was just absolutely floored and blown away by the effects they pulled off. Because, like, I don't know if you know this, a lot of shows now, a lot of backdrops have like a projection element involved with them now.
Yeah.
So when they do the time jumps, you somehow they make the room feel as if it's shaking because they put this effect on the projection screen of time, and it's like a ripple, and it just like it pulls back and then just does the ripple shake around. And you're like, oh my God, I feel like I just got pulled in. This is fucking trippy as shit. But yeah, it's absolutely a blast. I loved it.
Nice.
And yeah. Other thing we need to talk about is the first of the Harry Potter full cast Audible series came out. Rules a hoe and wouldn't take 8 hours to listen, but I fortunately did listen. I tried to get this man to listen. I offered him my sign-in and everything. He's like, I'd rather listen to music and movie trivia.
Sorry. I've read these books. I don't need them read to me. Though I've heard it is amazing.
It is amazing.
Is this is not the Stephen Fry one. This is a completely new one, right?
Completely new.
This with the cast you've been talking about and all that goodness.
Yes. And it's our first preview of Arabella Stanton as Hermione. That's part of the reason I was keen on at least listening to the first three. And I'm like, I had 1 through 4 pre-ordered from Audible, right? And I'm like, all right, we'll see how I like them, because I had re-signed up for Audible, got 2 credits, and then forgot to cancel for 2 months, so I ended up with 2 more credits. So I pre-ordered 1 through 4, and I had to wait to see how the first one went. I listened to the first one, and I was like, holy shit! It's got train effects. It uses Dolby Atmos sound, so like. The narrator, whose name is Cush Jumbo, she does a fantastic job.
Your vast name.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job. But like if they're outside or if they're in a busy place, like you hear the slight distance, and it's really, really cool. And when they're on the Hogwarts Express, you can hear the train sounds in the background,
like they did with like Kugler did with Delroy when he was talking about his boy in Sinners.
Yes. Dope. Yes, but imagine that going on the entire time. If they're in like a castle hallway where you hear like some slight reverb while they're talking, that's going on also. It's just they put so much work and effort into it. But outside of Arabella Stanton, who I will say is a standout of that, someone who was cast as one of the major characters in the franchise, who we all know from Succession. I don't know if you ever watched Succession, Rue.
I've seen some episodes.
And some people, some women specifically, know him as Mr. Darcy, Matthew McFadden. He was on Late Night with Seth Meyers talking about his experience voicing Voldemort. So I'm going to pull that up for it and check this out.
You are the voice of Voldemort. Yeah. In sort of an audio Harry Potter. Yeah. And this is, again, there's a character that, like, both in literature and in, other adaptations is a big deal. Like, how do you approach something like that, especially when you know it's just going to be voice?
I was quite pleased to be asked, because I haven't really done any audio stuff like that, and I don't think I would ever be cast as Voldemort in as me. And so I thought I would just go in, and it's a couple of days in the studio, and I thought I would copy Rafe lines, because he's sort of indelible performance. And then and what I failed to realize is that in the books, he's introduced by the narrator as having a very high voice, like a cold high voice rang out, or Harry heard a malevolent high voice. And so I would start, and the director, our lovely director, was like, no, it has to be higher.
Wow.
Like, it was really like, Harry. It was ridiculous. And I had a wand. They gave me a wand in the studio, like a sort of comfort wand. and I had this mic strapped on my head, so I looked deranged, and it was great.
Yeah, no, and something I did like, because I was very curious about how they would handle the Quirrell Voldemort type deal. They did have him do the voice of Voldemort on the back of Quirrell's head, so I was happy about that.
Mr. Paradox.
Yes, Mr. Paradox. It'll always be Tom from Succession to me. That's
makes more sense.
He's so fantastic in that show. But yeah, no, it's really worth a listen. I'm gonna fight my damnedest to get Rue to listen to these by the time it's all said and done.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. AKA, his one day is like, maybe I'll listen to it next summer if you give me that login.
Possibly.
When I have more time to listen to shit. But it overall cast is really solid. Hugh Laurie as Dumbledore is just amazing. Michelle Gomez did very well with McGonagall, but Mark Addy as Hagrid, I felt like I was listening to a mixture of Robbie Coltrane with PS1 Hagrid, if you remember what PS1 Hagrid sounded like. But
I'm just gonna go with what's his face from oh my god, A Knight's Tale, because he was basically a Hagrid figure in A Knight's Tale.
Did you never play the PS1 Harry Potter game?
Bro, I've been boycotting the PlayStation ever since it killed the Dreamcast. I will never. No.
I was just shocked it wasn't even in your house.
Nope. No PlayStation. Nope. It was a Dreamcast all day. And we are not a PlayStation household.
Damn. If you ever want to know how petty Rue is, that's your answer.
Oh. It was Dreamcast was ahead of its time, and it was better than just damn near everything, and nobody was ready for it. So, yeah, still petty on that.
It's okay, Rue. It's been over 25 years. You can move on.
I did. I don't play video games, so I have. Yeah.
See, I kind of want to watch you play the original Harry Potter game. The original Harry Potter game, because of how the original one is still my favorite of them all. Besides Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup, which was the best. Like having essentially Madden for Quidditch as a child.
That actually sounds pretty dope.
That was I lived for that shit. And they had the Hogwarts schools, but they also had the countries, and you could unlock countries and play in there. Nice. It was so fun. I actually have a copy of it for Xbox in my collection. I just haven't bought an original Xbox yet to play it again. But that's on the list. That's on the list of things to buy. Anyways, moving on. Now we're starting to get into the good stuff. We got more set leaks, and look at that. It's our second look of Harry, potentially our first look at Draco Malfoy. The young man on the end over there is Neville Longbottom, and you can see the red hair. That's clearly Ron, but I don't know if the young girl next to him is Arabella playing Hermione or not. I'm not 100% sure. They never got a clear shot of her face, but I think it's her.
Is she that dark? Because that girl looks like Parvati or Padma.
It could be. I mean, I'll grab a picture of her real quick, but
yeah, because I have Arabella in my head, and I didn't think she was that skin tone of dark or that hair.
Well, it is in a pony or pigtail.
That little girl looks Pakistani or Indian or Southeast Asian.
I mean, she's kind of similar skin tone. She's kind of that dark. Pulling up the picture now. Hold on.
But even the side profile, that was not who I thought. I thought that was a side character. Right
there. Look at how dark she looks in that.
I can't see any of those. You have the thing up.
Oh, oops! I forgot to share. There we go. She is kind of on the darker side. So like,
maybe she got a 10.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, yeah, I see it now. I see it a little bit. Maybe it could be. Maybe she definitely got a tan. I'm looking at the other. That's the thing. I'm looking at the original picture that everybody sees. That one.
Yeah, that's one. And you can't. She looks lighter.
So
than
it
that. Totally
looks and also looks different. Just looks different than the side profile. But again, could definitely could be her. Could definitely be her.
And that's what I said. It could be her. I'm not 100% certain, but yeah. So that is. And then at the end over there, Madam Hooch. That is our first look at Madam Hooch. Some people were upset that Draco's hair isn't slicked back, and I'm like, all it's described in the book is sleek looking. Sleek doesn't mean slimy and slicked. It just means like it looks nice. It looks good. Looks well kept, and you can see that. It's interesting to see the difference in the robes right now because it looks like they have those like British school collars to them on, and then the hood on attached under them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it looks like a suit collar.
Yeah, the collar. I was gonna say the collar, but yes, the collar. You were talking about it.
And then they look a little bit more, especially if you look at the young girls there. It looks like they have a belt. They're a little more function to them rather than just a fashion statement. But yeah, I mean, the look of Hooch, people are like, why does that just look like a 90s jumpsuit with some wizardry done to it? I'm like, well, it takes place in the 90s, and you would think it's just a more wizardy version of a sport look. Let's be honest here. So
I immediately figured that was Madam Hooch because it looked like a Quidditch outfit.
Yep.
So it does its job.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's got the hood, the collar to it, the hood to it, and it looks like athletic wear, like 90s athletic wear. Like people got to remember back then you had those swishy tracksuits and jumpers and shit like that, and that's clearly what they're channeling right here. So I vibe with it. I did like getting our first look at Neville, though. Look at the chubby cheeks and the blonde hair, which is how he's described in the book. Neville's a blonde kid in the book, so
yeah. And I was gonna say again, I discussed it in the first episode. Looks like cross colors jackets, the Quidditch outfit.
Yeah.
So that's 100% 90s.
Exactly. So I'm fine with it. I think so far everything I've seen, I'm happy with. It's doing its job, and yeah, I mean, who's to say what we're gonna get? But 2027, man, can't get here soon enough. Hopefully, we'll be able to get our hands on early copies to review by then, but we shall see.
2027, that Spider-Verse, oh man, so far away. Hopefully continued Percy Jackson.
I mean, it would be the continuation of Percy Jackson. Oh, probably.
I would assume that's probably when season 3 is about to start or getting into it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like Disney's committing to the December start release and then finishing in January because they're already filming season 3 from what's been reported. So
yeah, I've seen the cast. Obligatory Percy Jackson mention in these streams. It will happen every single time.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering we both love it. I got no issue in that. But yeah, I mean, it is absolute. I get more and more excited the more I see, and I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, but they're supposed to be more faithful, but we got a black snake." You got one thing that isn't faithful to the shit that's been written on the page. The idea is that the story is supposed to be more faithful. If that's the only thing that we don't get that's not faithful to what's been written on the page or more faithful than what the films were, then I consider that a win. Like,
and Papa's probably going to do a damn good job.
Yeah. If you, at the end of the day, people forget JK had to sign off on this, and she was a part of the casting process. So if she was like, "Yeah, I can look past the fact he ain't white," why can't you? Just want to ask, why can't you? If she can look past skin color, why can't the rest of y'all?
And if you can't be better than her,
yes, and that's the thing. Like, I think she's. I won't speak for her, but I think she's a witch, literally. And And the fact that she's like, oh, I don't see skin color, I see talent. And that says a lot to me. It's like, fuck, why do you have to be so progressive in all but one category?
Actually, not a fan of the I don't see skin color thing, but in this context, I see what you mean.
Yeah. In this context, yes.
In this context,
yes. But yeah, it's I'm getting more and more excited. It's also been reported that they've shot some stuff. They are done filming in Diagon Alley that finished in September and are now fully filming at Hogwarts, and that they are filming some scenes involving portraits interacting with students. David Heyman, who is still acting as a producer on the series, has shared an update of his own and said it's such a fun to be able to go and revisit. There are things that you either look at through a different prism or want to do differently. It's just such a great opportunity to go back and experience this all again. So that is our Wizarding World update for today, based off of all this stuff. Yeah. So I'm enjoying what we have coming towards us right now. So I don't know how you feel, Rue, but
I'm looking forward to the show, seeing what they add, what they don't, and hoping they add layers for non book readers, and add layers for book readers too who didn't get everything in the movies.
Oh shit! There's almost something I forgot to cover that I meant to cover, and I just haven't. The fact that we got our Professor Slughorn for the audiobook. It's another returning Harry Potter cast, a past actor, and that is Bill Nighy is the voice of Professor Slughorn. I don't know how I feel about that one. Granted, I know it could probably nail it if you look at Love Actually, and this character is probably about as eccentric as Slughorn is.
It's just really hard to get past Jim Broadbent. Jim Broadbent, nailed the shit out of who. So actually, when I saw Jim Broadbent and heard him, I was like, this was not the Slughorn I was expecting. And then I've seen him so much. Now Slughorn is now Broadbent's voice to me. So switching it for another completely different person that has a very distinctive voice, it's a lot to do, but it's already happened once. So maybe they can do it again to give me give another voice.
Fun fact: I don't like Jim Broadbent as Slughorn. And it's not him necessarily, because to me at least, he played Slughorn too dim-wittedly. I think that was more on the director. If you go back and reread that book, or in my case, re-listen to it, Slughorn's kind of an asshole.
Well, yeah.
But
I think that's what surprised me. That's what surprised me with the take.
Yeah, I never got that. I never got that from Broadbent, and that's why I've never been a fan of his Slughorn for that reason. I think that's more on David Yates, who I think it's well documented on this show in these couple episodes that we've done. I'm a David Yates fan, so there's a preview of what our discussion is about to be like. But yeah, that's. I thought Nighy was a good choice, because he essentially was just there for a second in
Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yeah, literally just there for a quick second, and then the minister is dead when Scrimgeour is in a good portion of book 6, and yeah, threw me off. So yeah, but another thing that they did, and I wish I had known this, they did the night before this audio cast, the first book release for the full cast audio edition. They did a preview where you got to sign in and listen to a couple excerpts of the book, and had all this interactive stuff, and showed some other things behind the scenes. So that was cool. It was announced last minute, which sucked. But and also, I should mention this just because, even though I don't really care about it, Wizards of Baking started. So if you are interested in Wizards of Baking season 2, I got to stand behind the Phelps twins as we were leaving Fan Expo Cleveland one day this past year, and it was funny because their agent's like, "Oh, see, nobody recognized you. It's fine." I'm like, and I was just like, "No, I recognize them. I'm just not an asshole, and I'm not gonna try to say something to get people around them." And I just said that behind him. He's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." Like people recognize.
You should have then asked. All right, well, since I was nice, can I get a picture real quick?
Nah, I wouldn't do that. Because I'm pressed at that event. So.
Oh yeah, okay, makes sense.
So I don't risk that normally when I go to that.
Yeah.
But all right, Rue, let's talk about it. Which director had the biggest impact on the Harry Potter franchise? I know a lot
We're
of people
talking directors here.
Yeah.
The caption just said who, bro? Yeah. I have somebody completely different.
We can do both. We can do both. I know what you're doing both. But
my answer, I have an easy answer for the director, but I was not suspecting that. I was expecting just period.
So here, I want to hear your original answer first.
The biggest, as much as I hate the character, it's Alan Rickman.
Yes. Okay.
I feel Alan Rickman 100%. He leaves the biggest impact as an actor. He brings he's in it probably the most past the big three.
And Dumbledore.
But even with him getting less and less screen time up until part 2, he's had such a big impact that even in those movies he's in less. 4 he gets less, 5 he gets a lot less. You still feel him even more. And then 6 and 7, his scenes are so impactful, even though he's got low key like less screen time or whatever, or it feels like he has less screen time. And him as just, he is Snape. He is the definitive Snape. So as much as like we give like Papa, we're behind you. You got big shoes to fill, and I think he brought the most. He brought the most like memorable parts. Like the things you quote the most is his cadence and how he would pause longer as the movies would continue. Go to page 394. He's the one who, like, past everybody, he probably is one of the first people you think of. I have a couple more in my head, but like, give me a Harry Potter actor. Alan Rickman. First and foremost. He just brought so much to the role in his presence when his presence is not there. And then when it comes out back in a big way, for me, it's Alan Rickman.
Okay, so if I'm not getting, I actually do have an answer on the ready for a non-director. For me, if we're talking non-director, it's Steve Kloves, who wrote every single script besides Order of the Phoenix. And as much as I do enjoy Order of the Phoenix, you can tell he's not there on that one because of the back 4 films, it's arguably, or the back 4, it's arguably the messiest of them because of how things are out of order. I like it more than Half-Blood Prince and Part 1, but the story itself didn't have his deft hand.
You do have to also take into account, though, it's the biggest book.
It is. But
again, right. It is the biggest book. It is the biggest book.
It is the biggest book. It is the biggest book. But also, he wasn't the one to touch it. I'm very curious what it could have looked like had he been there as the writer. And again, with that being the only one in the main 8 that he didn't write, just like the first Fantastic Beasts film, or first 2 Fantastic Beasts films, he wasn't a part of. And then they brought him on for the last one, and you can see how much of a difference that was. Instead of just having JK be the sole screenwriter on it, because those first two kind of a mess. But that third one is like, damn, that was a clear, concise story that I had no issue following compared to these last two.
And if it wasn't for the first two, it actually would have been considered pretty good, but it was already downhill.
It was already downhill on that one. But yeah, so if I'm looking at the franchise as a whole, and the evidence that shows when that man isn't involved, the product isn't as quality. I gotta say Steve Close if we're talking non-director.
Got it.
Now, if we're talking director, I think you and I might have the same name, but I'm gonna go first, and that's Alfonso Cuarón.
100%.
Yeah,
there's no question.
Like, I'm sorry, that man set the tone. Like the first, don't get me wrong, the first two films are good. Christopher Columbus did what he was supposed to do.
And I would probably say he's number 2.
Yes, I would as well.
You have to start off very correctly, and
you have to the proper foundation.
You have to lay the, and you have to recognize those first two books are children skewed books, so you need to make them children skewed movies that know how to grow with them. But yes, Alfonso,
because what he does as a director, by when he gets on, he's like, no, let the kids dress themselves however they want to wear their ties. Let them wear it. Why do all these wands just look the same? Let's design each wand to have their own look, their own individuality to it, and then go ahead and have them pick and figure out what wand fits their personality. Like, just small decisions like that as a director, and then his shift in tone and everything, we ain't arguing about nothing. We ain't arguing about nothing, Winston. Stop it. Ain't like you. But because we just agreed. Like, what are you talking about? We literally, unlike you and Jay, we agree on what we're talking about.
On this. We don't agree a lot, actually.
He don't need to know that. But on this, we agree about. And the way he set the tone and helped the series evolve to where it needed to go. As much as I don't like Yates, I'd probably put him as the third on there, but that's because Newell only had one film. He was in between Cuarón and Yates. But what the directing decisions Cuarón makes, the way he treated it, the material is more than just a children's book, but something that could actually be artistic and have meaning. Like, I tell people all the time, that third Harry Potter film to me is one of my top 10 films of all time.
I think when I actually did a top 100, it landed in like either 17 or 27. Yeah. But yeah, no, like, it's just a great movie in general. It is it's a film. It's a film. It's a film treated like a film, not like a book adaptation, not like a children's film, just a straight up coming of age film that is scary.
With beautiful cinematography. And he let John Williams rock with it. He's like, hey, John, do whatever you want. Make it funky. Because that Night Bus music, where you get to see John Williams' jazz background and some of the other stuff that they have going, just that score is so different compared to all the other films. And it sticks out.
And that is 100% a book or a time, both in like book life where they're getting older, but in real life where you have a limited time with these actors because they are actually getting older themselves. So they're going to look completely different than they did before, even as you're doing them back to back to back. And that's a time for a lot of franchises where if you don't stick that kind of transition, your franchise is going to start to die or going to start to take a big dip. And like you can see, I'm trying to think of like franchises where like Divergent was fine enough. Insurgent was and then Allegiant just went downhill before finishing that story. Maze Runner, I thought was great. Death Cure, sorry, not Death Cure. Scorched Childs was cool, but it was making that transition, and then Death Cure went right back, and West Ball turned around and finished it strong. But it had that turn where I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm finishing it. I can even say Hunger Games. Mockingjay Part 1 was a I rewatched it, and it could be a bore, but if you look at it in a this is a character building lens, it's actually rewatching it is really good. But
again, I rewatched it when I studied for YA. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, coming off of Catching Fire, you have things that if you don't turn it back around, you have to come back and finish strong.
I'm gonna argue Part 2 is worse than Part 1. Just saying.
Mockingjay Part 2. Yeah, I like Mockingjay Part 2. But he made sure that dip didn't happen. He made sure that the trajectory just continued, and that very quite possibly might be the reason that it became the billion-dollar type franchise than just a $500,000 kind of type of franchise that it is, because now you're pulling in the adults, the childless adults, or the adults who don't want to deal with children's movies, and they look at this and they watch it with their kids, and they were like, "Oh, I'm actually into this one now."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
no, without a doubt, and I like. Don't get me wrong. The first 2 films, I was like, "Oh, these are fun," but at a young age, that was the first time I felt like the magic was real. Like I know it's not, because it was summer of, I just finished 3rd grade, I believe, when Prisoner of Azkaban, the film, came out.
Bro, I finished 3rd grade when the book came out. When the 4th book came out. But anyway.
Summer 2004. So yeah, I just finished 3rd grade because I was 9, because it came out June of 2004, and I was turning 10 in October. So yeah.
Bro, I was going into high school.
You were just leaving Mayfield.
Yes. No, I was gone already. That was a year after I was gone, because I left in 2003.
Okay. Did you leave summer 2003 or like middle of the year?
Summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, summer 2003. So
yeah, so like still right around. It's right.
Yeah, very easy answer to this question. Alfonso was the guy. He 100% made this the franchise it was. And it made me think about a conversation I heard somebody else have about like long franchises like this, and shit, maybe it was even us, but I think it was you, changing directors.
Yes.
Changing directors to continue to give a new fresh face.
It was literally the last episode, because we were like, we had all this, and then they're like, hey, we're sticking with Yates, and it's just.
I told y'all I'm busy. My mind does not remember crap.
Hey, you're also old. It's okay.
I'm getting older, yes. And so he, like, those kind of things. It also allowed Newell to bring his new fresh take on it and make it feel like, you keep doing this. You keep doing this change so it doesn't get stale, and Newell can do what he wants. And like, you could see, 1 and 2 they were kids. 3, they now have their own actual haircuts and like look real. And then 4 was full blown. Everybody was in their fucking Beatles long hair age. Did they let that trajectory go?
You've heard the actual behind the scenes of that, right?
I don't remember what it is, honestly.
So funnily enough, because they've been on record saying we always grew our hair out during the summer, and they came back onto that movie because the director would always be like, all right, cut it like this, and Newell didn't know that he had final say over their hair. It's like, that looks fine, and Rupert and Tom were just like, what? No, let us cut it. But at that point, the decision had already been made, and they're like, I didn't want it. Stupid fucking. I'm like, I'll say this, to me, Prisoner of Azkaban hair, that is the hair I always associate hair with, because he's supposed to have like that messy, like that was the hair I always imagined in the first few books. and actually all of the books. And because even if you look at the cover, most of the books, he's described to still had that messy hair. So like HBO, you want to do the shit right, give him that hair. Don't go for that clean cut that he had from 5 on. Same haircut, boring as shit. But let the man had that messy like grungy look. Just saying. But yeah, so it's I love Kurt. God damn, I may watch Prisoner of Azkaban before I go to Universal this upcoming weekend. Which, by the way, I will be going to Universal. I may be buying something to send to that man.
He does not have to send me anything.
I know, but,
he does not have to.
I said I might be. I haven't committed to the idea yet, but I have been thinking about it. Something small. I already know what it would be. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited, and because I know we're going to end up talking about it on the next episode. I am excited to go to Wizarding World France. I discovered that they have a different Butterbeer cup for Wizarding World France compared to the rest of the Wizarding World, which I have the Butterbeer cup because that's the same one at the Harry Potter stores. But Wizarding World France has its own special design, which honestly I'll show you off camera. Shit's really cool. But yeah, I'm excited to go on that Ministry of Magic ride. I'm excited to get back into the Wizarding World and that because here, as much as I will say this, I love the Universal parks. However, they are the least size-friendly parks ever. And I know I can't ride like 50% of the shit I want to ride. If not more. Because I'm too fucking big for them. So I literally know I'm just going to be spending a majority of this vacation chilling in the various sections of Wizarding World. We have park hopper tickets, so I'll be riding the Hogwarts Express back and forth multiple times a day and just enjoying the vibes. That's like literally that's my plan. It's like I'm just gonna enjoy the Wizarding World vibes.
You've never been, right?
I've been numerous times.
You have been.
So I've been to Hogsmeade twice. Because we went summer before my senior year and only Hogsmeade was open, but Diagon Alley had been announced and you could see it was being built, but it wasn't open yet. And then when we went a couple of years ago, I finally got to experience Diagon Alley and that was amazing.
It's very dope.
I got chosen for the Ollivander's wand show in the Diagon Alley Ollivander. So I was really hyped about that because I'm like, yeah, fuck that Hogsmeade version. I was on the actual Ollivanders and got chosen, and my wand chose me. And I always said I hated the non-character wands that Universal sold because a lot of them just look like knockoffs of certain characters. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to buy one of these unless it chooses me. It chose me. And, of course, I got one that looks like one of the Weasley twins ones. But I still bought it because it chose me. That's all that matters. And then, funny enough, we haven't been on. I didn't have this yet. This was my brother's birthday gift to me, the Noble Collection Sorcerer's Stone. So
nice.
I want to thank Cameron while. Oops.
Breaking shit.
Oops. I want to thank Cameron while I'm on for that because that meant a lot to me. Luckily, it's an easy fix, but yeah, I'm going to take that. I'll try to remember to fix that. But yeah, actually, I'll take it out real quick. Nice little view there. I like the detailing to it. Very well put together. Just really cool. So yeah, but I think that's the show.
All right.
Like I said up top, check out the reviews. Rube, plug your stuff real quick.
Y'all can check me out. Amaru Moses, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Check me out on bitesizebreakdown.com. Speaking of For the Kids, FTK, my most recent article on Bite Size Breakdown just came out. The FTK Awards. I gave out awards and superlatives to some of my favorite and non-favorite child characters in movies. So officially getting my FTK mantra out there. And again, for the kids, if you know, you know. for the kids.
For the kids.
So go check it out. It just dropped on bitesizebreakdown.com. Fun read. I very much enjoyed writing it. Check it out.
And you'll be able to check out our bite-sized breakdown spoiler talk of The Running Man probably Saturday, because I have to make sure I get that out before I leave. Because I don't want to make Rue be the one to edit that.
Thank you. I wouldn't like it. You can also see my early reaction for that and for Jay Kelly on Bite Size Breakdown YouTube channel right now.
Yes, you can. But with that, folks, signing off. I am Matt. That is Amaru. This was another episode of the Daily Prophetcast. We'll see you next month, where I'm pretty sure next month we'll probably be talking about who we would each cast as Voldemort. So this way we have some time to think about these potential options. So until then, folks, we'll see you next time. Peace out. Go get a Nimbus 2000. Go get a Firebolt. Go get something. Enjoy this. Go listen to the audiobook. Go listen to that audiobook. We'll see you.